your driver's license with you?
What did he tell you? I wasn't driving.
Okay.
That's the chancellor.
Okay.
The chancellor that racked into a police car and doesn't understand why anybody should detain her. Because she's a Rutgers College chancellor.
They're not going to let me do the report. Yeah, she's on her way right here. I understand.
No, you don't understand.
I understand. I'm just trying to do my job. That's it. I have to just make sure.
Rutgers police vehicle.
I understand that, but I can't just let it go. It's not like I can just let it go. I have to do what's safe for my job as well. I understand that, but that's not up for me. I have to make sure my supervisor.
This nitwit chancellor of Rutgers had her driver hit the back of a police car. And she's telling the cops, there's no damage, let us go. Can you imagine this?
She still wants to come and she wants to make sure that's our policy, that's the way.
If I miss my airplane, you folks are in trouble.
You're in trouble.
She's on her way.
The chancellor has spoken.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not well. I'm being held from going to the airport. I missed my plane.
Okay,
You folks are in trouble.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm the chancellor.
She's the chancellor. Almost an Obenführer. Verstehen? Hören Sie nicht?
Just give me 5 minutes.
I'm the chancellor. I have the right to hit the police car. Ist das Fahrvergnügen? Ja. And
I actually was not. I was
standing right there. And the Schwarz is with her. Look at the size of these two women. My God, the woman that ate Newark. Look at her. Arrgh. This is the arrogance of modern-day liberal, left-wing, political women. It just doesn't get any better. Let's look at another greatest hit. Here's another one. This broad, Rodriguez, was smoking dope. She got into a slight fender bender. The cop smelled the marijuana. She says, it wasn't me, I was smoking cigars.
Unlock that for me, please, so I can get your information. Stop me down.
You can't stop me. I'm on my way to the fucking place. Say hello to my little friend.
They were coming full freaking speed.
You can't make this shit up. No, she's not seriously injured. Reaching into her gunny sack. Everyone else is an asshole, as you can hear. Put on that lipstick. That'll fix it. There you go. There you go, S.A. Miss Holmes, put on that lipstick. Another bag of Yale. You start all over your good thing. She's bickering and arguing.
Hold on 1 second, man. Trying to find your code. There should be a... Who are you, what is this? Who are you insured under?
The insurance nothing. I need a warrant. I want a warrant.
Yeah, listen,
You're not I'm not consenting to
You can't search her car.
marijuana. I smoke cigars at an event.
She smoked cigars.
I don't trust
She wasn't smoking pot. She was smoking cigars.
because I don't
Let
know
me
you
talk for a
guys.
second. Let me talk for a second. A case came out, State versus Whip. If the odor of marijuana is emanating from your vehicle,
There is
we can
no
search your
odor
vehicle.
of
Step out
marijuana
of the vehicle.
emanating from my vehicle.
Step out of the vehicle.
I am talking to my lawyer first.
You can call your lawyer. Get out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle or you're going to be locked up for obstruction. Get out of the vehicle.
Please do not talk to me that way. I am a sitting assemblywoman. I am not
She's a sitting assembly woman, sitting in her car.
End it.
Ma'am, step out of your vehicle, please.
Please stop for
See how women are going to change the political dynamic with their femininity? See how obedient they are?
Please calm down with me once.
This doesn't end. I could make 1,000 videos like this.
If you want to record us, that's fine. You're being recorded right now, okay?
She's going to record the cop because she was smoking dope.
Leave your purse in the car. Step out of the vehicle. Your vehicle is being searched for the odor of marijuana emanating from the passenger car. Myself, him, And another officer all smelled it.
There is no marijuana.
Okay, lean against that. So you don't get hit.
I'm not leaning against anything. I will stand here.
Lean against that.
I don't feel comfortable leaning against
Okay,
that.
then back up away from me. Back up away from me.
I'm not on you, sir.
Back up.
I'm not on you. I am not in your space, sir.
Babe, have you had anything to drink tonight?
Oh my God.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
I'm calling my lawyer. This is ridiculous.
Okay. When you sign, have you had anything to drink tonight?
I'm calling my lawyer.
Can you look straight forward?
No, hold on. Hello?
Start searching.
No, I'm not okay. I got rear-ended, and I didn't want to get 73 in fellowship. And I smoked cigars earlier, and now they're accusing me of
Smoking cigars, not marijuana.
and drinking.
She's smoking a
I
spliff.
was at a stop.
Well, let's fast forward.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Officer, please.
Stop resisting. Stop
Please,
resisting.
I'm resisting.
Do not resist.
I haven't even gone through a business investigation. I'm not resisting. Sir, I'm not resisting.
You're under arrest.
I'm a sitting assemblywoman. What did I do?
Assemblywoman, I can smoke dope and drive with the best of them.
I got rear-ended.
She got rear-ended.
I got rear-ended. Can you please give me my phone? I got rear-ended.
Now she's not Superwoman anymore. They always end up crying after throwing down gauntlets, picking fights, casting aspersions. Then they go to crying. Don't you wish you men had that option? Oh, I didn't realize. Maybe I was smoking marijuana.
You guys, what did I do?
Come on, man.
What did you do wrong? Honey, everything. Hello.
Opportunities, ma'am.
Goodbye. So here's a car being pulled over in Tenafly, New Jersey. The driver was unable to produce certain documents, registration, insurance, had an out-of-state plate that was partially obstructed. And, you know, the cop's trying to be a nice guy, but he ends up having to impound the car. And these poor young people are going to have their holiday weekend Passover, Easter ruined by these vicious police officers who have the audacity to tell them without papers they can't drive the car, which of course is the law. So here's the driver, nice young guy, totally cooperative, being a perfect gentleman, the poor guy. He's going to have to pay $20 a day for the car's impounding. He's from Vegas. He's got no reg, he's got no insurance. So the poor guy's trying to keep his cool, and he's a nice young kid. Cop tells him what the deal is, they got to impound the car. But then, as we fast forward, you'll see that the mother of one of the girls in the car pulls up and decides to go full battle bitch, because she is a deputy commissioner or commissioner for the Port Authority Police Department. So watch how she swaggers up. Here she comes. That's the daughter. Here she comes. See her with the purple shirt? The vest? Now look at the attitude.
You're just here as a rider, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm here as a concerned citizen and friend of the mayor, and been in Tenafly for 20 years. I take full responsibility for them. And what is...
She's taking full responsibility for 4 people in a car, of which one was her daughter, which was not a driver, not the owner of a car. She has no right to intercede here on behalf of those youngsters that were all given citations, and the matter was already finished. The car was to be impounded, and the information was exchanged. Then she pulls up to pick up the kids, and she feels compelled to right away introduce herself as a friend of the mayor of Tenafly. You better kiss my feet and my posterior anatomy. And as she proceeds with her diatribe, it goes from funny to hysterical.
the reason they were pulled over?
The driver has all the information. He'll tell you.
No. I need to know.
I need to know.
You are not involved here. You're picking them up.
No, I'm involved.
No, I'm involved.
I'm going to tell you.
Und I'm queen of the universe.
Okay, you can. We don't need to see credentials. Okay. You need a.
You must show her the credentials. Now watch this. She sends the youngsters away. I'm a commissioner.
That is my ID.
That's my ID, Pilgrim.
I am the commissioner of the Port Authority, and I'm heading up over 4,000 police.
4,000 policemen.
So, if there's a problem, I think I have.
By the way, later on, she brags she owns 3 houses.
Okay, let's hear why were they pulled over, first of all? Now, don't call me Miss, I'm Commissioner. Thank you.
She's commissioner. Herr Oberführer, do not call me miss.
Yeah?
As she drops half her life.
No. I need to know.
I need to know.
Why is the car getting told?
Go ask him.
No, I'm asking. You're the person who ordered it. And
You will answer to me. I'm the queen bee.
yeah, it does. It does. Because I'm picking them up, and I'm offering to take responsibility for them.
She's taking responsibility for that.
So, you can't tell me what is the problem. Why is it so difficult to just say why they're being pulled over, why the car's being towed? Because everything has already been explained. I know, but I know. Why do you know? Because this is impacting me. Because I got 4 people who are coming back to my house, including people who live in New Haven attending Yale Graduate School, a PhD student.
Yeah, they're Yale grads, so they should know better.
This is impacting me. On Easter Sunday, I got to take 4 people
I'll be honest.
back to New
I'll be honest with
Haven.
you. So let me be frank with you.
Yeah, I want to know what the problem is.
It's more of the way you just approach me and your
You
demeanor.
know what? Okay. That's,
I'm being honest
I
with you.
want to know
I
why.
just don't appreciate your demeanor.
I don't
You're being very
appreciate-
demanding with me.
No, I'm asking you a question which is not being answered.
It doesn't need to be answered. It's irrelevant.
You know what?
If you'd like
you
to
don't
read
want,
my report, come down to the Department of Records on Monday, and you can get a copy of it.
and you
I am
can't.
there is no, you have no right
Sorry,
to know
but
what's going on.
this is. No, I do.
Explain to me why.
Because these are 4 people that I have
You're
to take
Why do you
responsibility.
take they're all adults?
That's my daughter.
And she's
And
a
these
backseat
are her
passenger.
friends.
She's a backseat passenger.
And there's a problem with you describing it because you don't feel confident why these people are being
Your
pulled
daughter is
over.
not being
And
summoned. She was not the driver. This is not her vehicle. It's not your vehicle.
So we fast forward just to share a little more of Miss Happy Puss's attitude. And this stuff's unbelievable.
as you said,
Exactly.
you're making the accusation. I would like to know
What accusation?
the accusation of I don't know what. That's what I'm telling you. You're telling me to go Monday and read the report.
That's
When
not
these
what you
kids,
said to me.
you said ask them. It's not them. I'm not going to ask the driver what you are accusing them of wrongdoing. I'm asking you because you're the source of the accusation. They are not the source, you're the source. So I'm trying to go to the source. If you want me to go to their side of the story, I will. But I will do that.
That's the
I
best
will.
thing at this point.
You know what? I'm very disappointed in the way the 2 of you are acting. You cannot even tell me, a mother living in Tenafly for 20 years with 2 kids who went through the school system, what the problem is. And that's shocking. It's shocking that you can't even give me a sense.
I think
no.
we should
So this
conclude
week,
this.
I will
Just for safety
absolutely.
reasons, the high-speed road, I think we should all get off of the road. It's a little
want
bit
it-
dangerous for
I'm
us being
so
out here as long
sorry.
as we were
Thank you for
anyway.
your concern with my safety.
Okay?
I don't need it. You can't put a sentence together. Sorry.
Miss Condescentia will not be
And you are
tolerant.
a disappointment. And you are just following him.
Yes.
You are also a disappointment. You can't put together
Disappointments.
of what the
Are you
problem
finished
is.
now? Are you finished, ma'am?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
She's shocked.
Very disappointed. Thank you for
may
your
take
help.
them. You may take them now.
You may not tell me when to take my child. You may shut up and not tell me.
Imagine that, telling the cop to shut the F up.
Her friends who are PhD students.
Because women are better than men. You know, they'd be more sane and civilized.
Because you told me nothing. Shame on both of you.
Shame on you.
Talking to the chief of police,
Please.
and I will be speaking to the
And I will call your boss, your mother, and your father.
Just to make sure
I
there's no
know
discrepancy.
before, yes, there's no,
Matt is the first name.
no,
Boy, would I like to slap the crap out of this woman.
As long as you got all the information right.
I got all your information,
Okay.
sweetheart.
Sweetheart! You can't call her Ms., but she can call the policeman sweetheart.
Weekend.
You have a wonderful weekend.
You're going to be very sorry. You're going to find out who I know. Do you know who I am? See? It's hysterical. Now this wonderful excuse for femininity is a judge. And the judgy-wudgy decided to break about, 2 bookfuls of laws, accepting gratuities, and a myriad of other grotesque things. But she's an authority. Well, here she gets called out on it. This is pretty amazing.
Good morning to all of you. For the record, State of Ohio versus Tracy Hunter, case number B1400110. This matter is on the docket today solely for the execution of the sentence imposed by my predecessor, Judge Nadel, on December 5th, 2014, for a jury conviction against Ms. Hunter on count 6 of the indictment, having an unlawful interest in a public contract, a felony of the 4th degree. The judgment entry imposing that sentence is signed by Judge Nadel and is part of the record. Mr. Singleton, Ms. Branch, you represent Ms. Hunter, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. Good morning.
Thank you. And Mr. Crossbow, you're here on behalf of the state, is that correct?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I will point out, as most people here know, this is not a sentencing hearing. It is not a resentencing hearing. The sentence has already been imposed by Judge Nadel on December 5th, 2014. My job is solely to follow the law, abide by the rule of law, and execute the imposed sentence. But before we get to that, there are 2 things. First of all,
She made death threats.
a letter, which I've not shared with counsel because obviously everything needs to be on the record. It was hand-delivered.
Now pay attention, people. This is the liberal modus operandi, like Chuck Schumer threatening Supreme Court justices yesterday on the Supreme Court steps. This is classic lefty behavior. Listen to this woman who was stealing everything that wasn't nailed down, and she don't like the decision rendered.
Me moments ago from the Hamilton County prosecutor, Joe Dieters. I will read it for the record. Dear Honorable Patrick Dinkelhofer, you and I have known each other professionally and personally for almost 40 years. Today you are going to impose the sentence Judge Nadel gave former Judge Tracy Hunter after she was indicted by a grand jury, convicted by a petit jury, and upheld by every court in Ohio. It was also reviewed by the Federal District Court and the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals and upheld. She has not once shown remorse. She has been incredibly disrespectful to you and to the justice system. She has in the face the fact that my office removed itself in any way from her prosecution, blamed us for her plight. That being said, I believe she has some type of mental condition that has created this scenario. Although we are not the prosecutors in this particular case, I ask as a friend of the court to consider an evaluation of her prior to imposing Judge Nadel's sentence. I have nothing but the greatest respect for you as a judge, and more importantly as a person. I know in my heart that you will do what you believe is just. I've known you too long to believe otherwise. But she's basically lost everything professionally. A review of her stability to serve jail time hurts no one. It may in some way aid in your decision to impose the sentence. Signed by Joseph T. Dieters. Any comment on that, Mr. Crosswell, first of all, sir?
Your Honor, I would endorse those comments.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Singleton?
Oh, yes, I want to be heard on this.
Judge,
I can't believe that Joe Dieters would ask for her to be evaluated. In the letter, there's reference to her not showing remorse. Here's why there's not remorse.
First of all, Mr. Singleton, with all due respect, I'll certainly give you a chance to say anything you'd like. I'm just talking about whether or not you believe this is something appropriate for me to do.
No, absolutely not.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely not. And if I could just say more, I'd like to. The reason I say absolutely not is, first of all, both Jennifer Branch and I have worked very closely with Judge Hunter. There is no issue whatsoever, not in the slightest, about her not being competent or understanding what's going on. Absolutely nothing. She has been very helpful to us as we have litigated her case up to the Ohio Supreme Court and in federal habeas. So that's number one. Number two, with regard to the issue in Prosecutor Dieter's letter about remorse, the reason why there's not remorse is because she didn't violate this statute. I know that there's a conviction. I understand what the courts have said about it. But under the plain language of this statute, she is not guilty of securing the authorization of employment, period. And we plan to file a motion to dismiss. I would ask the court not to impose sentence today to give us a chance to do that. I would ask alternatively that the court not impose or execute the sentence today, because we are still on appeal of the habeas denial in federal court, and we would ask the court to stay execution of sentence until we finally resolve that issue. This case is, as you know, has been pending for quite some time, and Judge Hunter has been out the entire time that the...
Well, we'll fast forward a little bit here.
Hunter now. I'm a registered voter in Ohio. I'm asking that you release Tracy Hunter of all charges. Exonerate Judge Tracy Hunter now. Judge Dinkelhocker, Judge Tracy Hunter needs to be exonerated now. Do not delay. Cincinnati needs her to be restored right away. Hello, Judge Dinkelhocker. I'm asking you to exonerate the Honorable Tracy Hunter from all charges at this time. You're not able to see that she has suffered enough. I don't understand the reasoning for the time that this issue is taken. You are crucify her for making laws fair for all. Exonerate Honorable Judge Tracy Hunter. Free Judge Tracy Hunter. Would you like to be the judge that goes down in history trying to destroy someone who's doing the right thing, who is elected to serve public, especially juvenile court? Exonerate now. In the midst of this turmoil due to the injustice towards Judge Hunter, it is hoped that you who are so determined to jail her to exonerate this lady. The city is going to change according to the jail outcome. Dear sir, I do not know your religious preference, but just as the good Lord gave you a favor and spared your life as well as keeping you from incarceration when you killed that African-American woman on Central Parkway, thank you very much, please do something with Judge Hunter. You are a fraud. Thank you for your time. Hamilton County taxpayer. Judge Dinkelhocker, we demand you drop the charges of Judge Tracy Hunter. Do it now. Exonerate Judge Tracy Hunter now. Economic boycott of Cincinnati until Judge Hunter is exonerated now. Judge Dinkelhocker, bring back justice for Judge Tracy Hunter. Black judges matter. She made an important difference for our children. Exonerate her now. Dear Honorable Dinkelhocker, remember you killed someone and your privilege got you off. No, I do. Came to my house, okay? See, well, you could make things right by taking your foot off the neck of former Judge Hunter, a holy woman. There are bogus claims, a bogus charge for which he is convicted. How is it you get 0 jail time, no consequence for killing someone, and Pastor Hunter loses her good name and does jail time? God bless America. Hamilton County taxpayer. And the last one I'll read. Honorable Judge Dinkelhocker, boy, that is used. Perhaps perhaps do one good thing before you meet the Maker in the sky. Since you are a killer, Maybe doing something right for points will help your eternal judgment. Exonerate Pastor Hunter and former Judge Tracy Hunter. I know you will not, but you will not be able to tell your white Jesus that you were not asked. Sincerely, Cincinnati taxpayer.
Now, the black judge wrote all
Can I
that.
just be heard very, very briefly
No.
on that?
Having said that, I now refer to Rule 2.4 of the Ohio Code of Judicial Conduct, external influences on judicial conduct. A judge shall not be swayed by public clamor or fear of criticism. B, a judge shall not permit family, social, political, financial, or other interests or relationships to influences the judge's conduct or judgment. And C, a judge shall not convey or permit others to convey the impression that any person or organization is in the position to influence the judge.
Did you hear that, Chuck Schumer? This is a lower local municipality court. How much more does that apply to you, Chuck Schumer, Mr. Legislator? The death of a woman alleged this judge was in a fatal car wreck. It was not his fault. And the other person in the other car passed on. Had nothing to do with the judge doing anything wrong. It was an accident. And this criminal, Judge Hunter, has the audacity to tell him he's a murderer to assuage him from judging her for her crimes. This is unbelievable. And she sent every one of those postcards to this judge and acted like they came from different people. Can you imagine that? This is insane. This judge is an angel. To have the temperament he has, it's breathtaking.
Having said that, I say to the organizer that did that, and obviously it's organized because these will be made for public record. Every one of them has a label addressed to Judge Dinkelhocker at my house. The stamps are all the same. So somebody organized that for whatever reason. I just hope no judge ever has to go through that, but be that as it may, we'll move on. I will point out that I will say to the organizer and some of the people that wrote those postcards, I don't think some of them were very Christian, but that's the way it goes. I will say to them, though, if the attempt was to intimidate me in any way, that has flat out failed. Okay? I will never, ever, ever bow to that type of pressure, veiled threats, vicious comments, lies about me, or anything else. I've been a judge for 28 years, and for the first time that I do something because somebody has threatened me or pressured me to do something, it's the last time I do it, because I'll never be a judge. I don't want to be a judge anymore. I will not violate my oath. Having said that, I do need to point out that Pastor Peterson Mingo, Councilman Christopher Smitherman, the Black Lawyers Association, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, as signed by Edith Thrower, who I know is a very good person, and Mayor Cranley, have all written what I believe are appropriate letters to me that I have read, and I will attach what significance I can, but I wanted to put on the record that they did it appropriately and did send me letters which I have read. With that, then, we're now at the aspect of the execution of sentence. Again, they're not a hearing sentence, and I'm not even sure if it's necessary, but in the spirit of allowing everything to be done properly and making sure the due process Ms. Hunter is taken care of. Ms. Branch or Mr. Singleton, did you want to say anything at this point?
I do, Your Honor, and this perhaps might not be necessary, but the reason I popped up to respond as I was listening to those postcards was that
That's all, folks.
I'm sorry that you had that happen at your home.
It's fine. It's fine.
Tracy Hunter did not send those postcards. And
No.
I think when you said the organizer of it, you probably made the point I was going to make, which is that this case has been followed. It's generated a lot of passion and interest in the community, and Judge Hunter can't control what other people do. And I just wanted to say that, and I'm really sorry about the impact that's had on you. repeat too much of what I said before. But
well, let's cut to the chase, because this is pretty much how it ends.
The entire file, including the federal aspect and the pertinent law, and just a real quick review so there's a full understanding of where we are and how we got here. This obviously was an investigation of things that allegedly were done improperly by Ms. Hunter in juvenile court. A special prosecutor was appointed by the Common Pleas Court. They did an investigation. Matters were submitted to the grand jury. The grand jury returned a multi-count indictment. There was a jury trial conducted by Judge Nato. 12 jurors, 12 peers of Ms. Hunter, found her guilty of one count of having an unlawful interest in a public contract, which was signed by all 12 jurors. The sentence was imposed by Judge Nato on December 5th, 2014. He imposed that sentence, Judge Nato ordered Ms. Hunter to come to the Justice Center on the 29th of December 2014 to begin the sentence. That was stayed by our First District Court of Appeals. On January 15, 2016, in a 3-0...
Well, let's wrap this up.
Number one, the report and recommendation is adopted in its entirety. That is Magistrate Likovitz. Number two, petitioner's objections and respondent's objections are overruled. Skip 3-4. Petitioner's petition for writ of habeas corpus pursuant to 28 U.S.C. Section 2254 is denied with prejudice and dismissed. Goes on in paragraph 7. The court's prior order granting petitioner's emergency motion for stay of execution of sentence is hereby set aside and vacated. And 8. The court shall enter judgment accordingly, whereupon this case is terminated on the docket of this court, that is the federal court. After that, because she's represented by very, very good lawyers, the lawyers then went to the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, where they filed for a writ of habeas corpus. I'll just read part of on the last page in their order, which was dated July 18, 2019, and I quote, Hunter has not demonstrated she is likely to succeed on the merits of her claim that she was denied a constitutional...
Well, so they played all the legal games, all the wrangling, and in the end, she says this.
Please have a seat.
So you're denying my right as a defendant to address the court?
Ma'am, please have a seat.
I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The record should reflect again, you were offered an opportunity to speak, and turn that down. Please, everybody's been great. I appreciate that. It is a court of law. Thank you for that. As you all heard, she was offered an opportunity to turn that down. So, with that, in this case, I believe the law permits the execution of the sentence, and I know justice gets thrown around a lot, but I think justice demands in this particular case. So the court, Ms. Hunter, orders the execution of the sentence imposed on December 5th, 2014 by Judge Nato. That is as follows: 1 year community control, that's non-reporting. Since you will be on community control, I will advise you, as I'm required to by law, that if you violate any of the conditions of the community control, come back in front of me. I will sentence you to 18 months to the Ohio Department of Corrections. It is a felony of the 4th degree. The conditions of the community control are real simple, as indicated in the judgment entry by Judge Nato. Number 1, you pay the cost of these proceedings. Number 2, you are to not violate any laws. Number 3, you are to do 6 months in the Hamilton County Justice Center, credit 1 day. Mr. and Ms. Deputy can take her away.
Well, that wraps that one up. Well, here's another one. because these hits just keep on coming. This is a school board member. She's really important.
Hi, ma'am.
I just let her out to walk to school. My name's Stephanie Watson-Hummond. I'm on the school board. I'm doing any better up this now. I'm sorry if I was speeding.
Yes, you were speeding. That's why I'm
I
stopping
didn't
you.
realize that I was speeding.
You're doing 37 and a 25.
I'm very sorry.
Okay, do you have your driver's registration or insurance, ma'am?
I have it all. But
Okay.
Can she get out and walk to
Sure, that's no problem.
And then my other daughter has to get to school and she's going to be late.
Okay, ma'am, I'll just try to get you out of here as quickly as I can, okay?
And I'm scared of cops because you guys are watching.
Scared of cops. Doesn't feel safe. Needs a safe space. Oh boy.
Man, do you want me to call you an ambulance?
No, I don't want you to call me an ambulance.
No.
That's an insult.
Call her a bitch.
You look like you might be having a panic attack or some anxiety. Okay, no problem.
Don't you call me an ambulance, you son of
Your
a...
insurance, ma'am?
That was an insult.
That was an insult. I ought to smack you right in the cubes. Call me Ms., will you? Why, I ought to...
Just go. Dad is on a plane. Don't call Dad. I'm sorry you have to walk.
Get out and walk.
Justice and tell her that she's going to be late to park. Can you call the middle school and let them know that my daughter
No, I cannot.
needs to park?
You call the middle school.
Thank you. I'm not seeing my driver's license.
She's not seeing it.
I have a driver's license. Can you look at my driver's license? Because I'm not seeing it.
So you're telling me that you don't have your driver's
I'm
license?
telling you that I don't.
Okay, do you have your insurance card, ma'am?
Are you Maplewood cop?
No, ma'am. South Orange.
South Orange, great. I'm
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
call Sheila right now.
Okay.
Let me tell you who I know.
Do you have the new one?
I don't see the new one.
Okay.
I'm freaked out right now.
Okay, just sit tight for me, okay?
She's freaked out.
And I just called her. She's on the other line.
Maybe you can
Talking
put,
to my husband.
okay, you can just put that back in the car, ma'am. I saw when you were hanging out the window. You didn't need to keep your arm out the window.
I wanted you to know that I have
Okay.
my driver's license.
Now she's slobbering.
Are you sure you're okay to drive, ma'am?
I'm okay to drive. My child is at home and she has parked today. And
Okay.
I need to get her to school.
Okay, well, I'll get this done as quick as possible, okay, ma'am? Here's your driver's license and the expired registration card. Excuse me, the registration and the insurance card, okay? Ma'am, I wrote you a summons for the speed. I also issued one for failing to have a valid insurance card in your possession, okay? What you're going to do with that summons is a mandatory court appearance, because what they're going to need to do is make sure that you had insurance on the date and time that you were stopped. Okay, the only thing they're going to do is just check.
I can send you your insurance card.
He will send the insurance.
The ticket's already written, ma'am, so what you can do
That
is...
doesn't make any sense. And
Okay.
my husband is telling you right now, because for me to have to go to court, now you want me to go to court. I don't want to go to court. I have insurance. He can text you a picture of it right now.
Okay, ma'am, the ticket's already written. I can't board a summons once it's already
And I'll
written.
call Sheena.
That's
And
fine. You're more than welcome to do that,
your
ma'am.
skinhead cop chief, too.
Okay. Ma'am, if you have any other questions, reference the court date, maybe you can't make it, just call this number up top, speak to our court administrator. They'll work with you as far as scheduling another date for you, okay, ma'am? Do you have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions
All right,
for
ma'am.
you.
Drive safe.
You too.
Listen, sit down now. Sit down.
Welcome to Bukak Airlines, where these young damsels are being rounded up and kicked off the plane, and they got arrested.
It's quite finished.
And then, what's she doing? Tell me to buy you the cake. What are you doing? Get your bag, get your bag, get your bag.
And there they go. Another group of happy felines.
With regard to count one, we, the jury in the above captioned case, find the defendant, Brooke Schuyler Richardson, not guilty of the offense of aggravated murder, and there appear to be 12 jury signatures affixed. Verdict form 2, involuntary manslaughter. We, the jury in the above captioned case, hereby find the defendant, Brooke Schuyler Richardson, not guilty of the offense of involuntary manslaughter. Count 3, child endangerment. We, the jury, find the defendant, Brooke Schuyler Richardson, not guilty of child endangerment. It does say we further find the defendant did not cause serious physical harm to the alleged victim, but that finding is not necessary as a matter of law. Verdict form number 4, we, the jury in the above captioned case, find the defendant, Brooke Schuyler Richardson, guilty of the offense of abuse of a corpse. Ladies and gentlemen, are those the verdicts of the jury? You may be seated.
And this little piggy gets to go home.
From all your service, does he turn to the jury room? Thank you for your service. Mr. Mullins is going to give you back your phones and such.
This is one of my all-time favorites. Ulster County legislator goes full bagel
The
verklempt.
Democrat lawmaker from New York who made headlines this week after a video of her acting like an unhinged lunatic during a traffic stop went viral has apologized for her bizarre behavior. The video released earlier this week of my town of Ulster traffic stop captured a tough moment for me. Ulster County legislator Jennifer Schwartz-Berkey said in a statement to Kingston newspaper The Daily Freeman, like so many working families, I too face tough times and stressful situations. The statement continued, as a professional, a public servant and a mother, I know my interaction with police officer Gary Short was unacceptable. I want to apologize to Officer Short and thank him for his patience and professionalism with me during a very difficult time. This has been a humbling experience for me. I hope to use it to grow and learn how to better represent the diverse working families who reside in the great city
and she'll
of
pass
Kingston.
more
Just
laws
to
and
clarify,
raise more taxes that she doesn't want to abide by. This is one of my all-time favorite. This is Schwartz-Berkey, Democratic Council legislator from Ulster County, New York, who was speeding. No, you're wrong. It wasn't the cell phone you were on. It was you were speeding.
And I'm running to rush you to why is there something wrong?
Okay. The registration that you have affixed to the window here expired the 10th of May.
Oh, I got a new one.
Okay.
Strike 2.
Call the clerk. You can check with the clerk.
Yeah, the cop will call the clerk to see if your registration's legitimate.
The reason why I appreciate you being honest about the phone. The reason why I pulled you over is because when you passed me, you were doing 43 and a 30.
That's strike 3.
Miles per hour over the speed limit on Ulster Avenue. When we were passing the firehouse there on Ulster Avenue.
Oh, well, God, I mean, I was moving together with everyone. I'm sorry.
I mean, unfortunately, I can't pull everybody over.
I understand. Well, let me just tell you, I hope you understand. I understand. Just that avenue is always like, people are always passing each other.
Yeah, especially at the time of day.
It's everyone else's fault.
No, I understand. Here, oh my God, where's my clerk? Everything is, I work for the county, the county government.
Why don't you say that again?
I'm a county legislator.
County legislator.
I'm going to meet the consulate right now.
Going to meet the consulate. Ooh, she's a big shot.
I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
I think I left.
If you have the old one, that's fine. I can run the same number.
The phone, and I thought I had it. And they're all, oh, you're not going to give me a ticket, are you?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
decided yet. I'm just looking for the documents.
Well, here's my card.
Okay.
I'm gonna be late for the consulate.
It's okay. It's no reason to cry.
Well, no, it's my job, consulate.
Okay. Just a driver's license. And do you have the registration to vehicle? You can have your card back there.
I hope I do. And I have to go to the Ulster County SUNY Ulster graduation.
Okay.
And now I'm supposed to go home and pick up my son to go to these parties.
Okay.
Please give me a ticket. I'm broke. I'm completely broke.
Okay, if you just have
If
the...
you tell people, it's gonna hurt me.
Okay, well, I don't know...
Totally broke. I made $20,000 last year.
Okay.
Please don't give me a ticket.
Do you have the registration?
I can't afford to.
$20,000 last year driving a brand new Prius. She's a county legislator, passing laws to tax everyone else into hell. And she's broken every law that just about any human being could break while moving a motor vehicle. And right away, she goes right to full crying.
My insurance. Please.
Don't forget the glass ceiling that you're carrying. That glass ceiling isn't easy either.
Okay.
Please. I'm begging you. I'm a very hardworking public servant. I'm a county legislator and I'm trying to find a full-time job.
Okay.
If you do this, it's gonna hurt me.
I
It's gonna
understand.
hurt me really badly. Please don't give me a ticket.
Ma'am, I mean, the longer they wait, the longer you're going to be here. That's the insurance. Do you have the registration card? It should be a little yellow card.
Totally disorganized.
All right. That one was expired in 2011.
Everything is current. I'm just totally disorganized.
Okay. You can have that one back.
I'm a single mom.
If you find the registration card, just hold it out the window and I'll come get it. Okay?
Give me a ticket. I can't afford it.
Okay. Just.
And I was driving at the same pace as everyone. I will defend it.
Okay, I understand that you were driving at the same pace as everybody, but if it's over the speed limit, it's over the speed
So
limit.
why would you pull me over instead of someone else? It's just bad luck, and I'm broke.
I mean, like I said,
totally broke.
like I said,
I'm totally broke.
you have to calm down for me, okay?
Yeah, this is very upsetting for me. I mean, every single dollar of my budget, you want to know what my...
Okay, I understand that it's hard for everybody out here.
No, it's really hard for me.
Let me go back. Let me go back and run your information. I'll be right back with you, okay?
Pass more laws to raise the taxes on Ulster County residents. That'll help your fiduciary reality, Mrs. Berkey Schwartz. Yeah, well, that crying always helps to mitigate the irresponsibility. And being so obligated to having no full-time job, why would you have your papers in order? So watch her go full bagel now. This is right out of Shakespeare. This is what I call going full bagel. Here it comes. Hyperventilate. Get verklempt. There she comes. Jesus, lady, the cop says. She really doesn't want a ticket. Quick, somebody cue up Pagliacci. There she goes. She looks like a regional manager in the carpet business after they didn't make their quota. There she goes, full bagel. That's a good shot. One small step for a man, one giant leap for a libtard.
Sorry, I'm having a panic attack.
This looks like a job for Xanax Man.
Would you like me to call you an ambulance? If you want to sit down, I can explain this to you, okay?
This is the type of people making our laws.
Take it to the court, because I have...
she goes on attack.
I drive on that road at 30 miles an hour all the time. Are you going to listen to me or are you? I will listen to you, and you're not going to let me go even though I'm a county legislator. And I always do everything right, and I follow the law, and I was insane.
She just broke 5 laws, but she always follows the law.
Let me explain this to you. Yes, but I am also going to record our conversation. Okay, it's being recorded. We have video right here, and the whole conversation being recorded here too. Okay. You're more than welcome to record it. Okay. All right. Like I said, the reason why I pulled you over was because you were going 43 and 30, which was 13 over, okay? I was going at the same pace as every car. I couldn't go slower. They honk. They honk at you. That was your...
Honk, 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 honk.
43 and 30, which was 13 over. You did admit to me that you were on your phone talking to your son. He was on speakerphone. Okay, that's fine. I didn't write your ticket. I did not admit that I was on the phone with my son. I did not...
Backwater, backwater.
Okay, then I'll give you a chance to talk, okay? Please tell me what you're doing here with the ticket, because I am late for a job meeting and I'm this is my career.
Oh, her career.
You're probably friends with all those.
How am I going to make more laws for the guy?
You can't take this into about my son. Hello? Hello?
Oh, they're honking.
I probably lost this job. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. She lost her job. Thank you.
That's fine. I think you singled me out and that everyone was going the same pace.
You're persecuting me!
I don't single anybody out. I can't pull every car over. If every car was to you, me. Man, you're the one that I observed, okay? Going over the speed limit, alright? Can I explain this to you? Jay's on the phone with the sheriff right now. We're gonna have a conversation about it.
I'm telling on you, you bastard!
In front of the sheriff.
I'm verklempt!
Alright. Would you like me to explain this to you? I want you to explain it to my county clerk, because I don't believe that what you're doing is correct, and I think I know my rights. So
She knows her rights.
Here's your license back. Okay? How much are you charging me? I'm not charging you anything. It's out there. Okay. This license here is expired. You don't have that back. Okay. And the registration's expired.
So that's expired on 2 counts. No insurance card. But she follows the law.
Yeah, I've been over, and I want him to explain it in front of you, because he pulled me over. I was going the same pace as all the other cars, and I feel like, given what's going on with this thing with the sheriff this week, I don't know if I can trust local law enforcement, and I need a witness. Okay, well, we're not...
Look how abusive this cop is. He's so abusive. Could you imagine a sweeter cop in the world than this cop?
Okay, well, we're not
She doesn't feel safe.
This is town of Ulster, man. I know the town of Ulster police is, roads going in this, it's the flow of traffic. Ulster Avenue is very dangerous. You go really slow.
Look how dangerous that road is out there, people. Look how dangerous it
It's
is.
very dangerous. Can I explain the ticket to you, please? Okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I can explain it to everybody. Yeah, you can go ahead and use all of this, against me. I'm not using anything against you, man.
Yeah, we're lining up against you. You are not fit to live.
Just calm down for 1 minute. I can explain everything to you, and then I'll give you as much opportunity to speak to me as possible, okay? I tried to explain it to you earlier.
Oh my God, you think I'm paranoid? You discussed this behind my back. Why does everyone think I'm paranoid?
Anything about the ticket yet, ma'am? I asked you that, and I said there's...
This woman is arguing with herself.
I've ever encountered you, okay? I'm not talking about you. Okay, the reason why I pulled you over, like I said, was going 43 and a 30. That was 13 miles per hour over the speed. Okay, I've got to this point 4 times now, and I haven't been able to get past that point because you're interrupting. I just would like to explain the ticket to you, and then I'll be more than happy.
Listen to this, people.
Me over because even though everyone was going at the
same speed, you had to single somebody out.
No, I did not. Those were not my words.
That's what you said before the...
Ma'am, everything has been tape recorded. I said I can't pull everyone over,
You can't
and that's...
pull everyone over, you can just pull one over that's moving at the same
correct.
pace as everyone else.
That's how the police do it. That's safe. We only pull one car over at a time.
Just choose one particular person.
Just you.
One particular car
Choose
that's
the
going over the
you.
speed limit. That's how we
They
pull
were
them
all
over.
going over the speed limit. I was trying to keep traffic.
All right. Can I explain this to you, please?
Guys, I don't consider, I don't feel safe anymore.
I copy.
I don't feel safe here.
Okay, well, everything's being audio and video recorded, ma'am,
I don't
okay?
feel safe around you.
You don't feel safe
No,
around me?
no, I don't.
Okay, well, I was going to explain to you that the reason why I pulled you over was for the speed, and I was cutting you a break and not issuing you for the speeding ticket. If you can see here, it says
I
no...
have a new license and registration.
I didn't issue for that, ma'am. You have a valid license and valid registration. You just didn't present that to me. The expired one's in the window, and you presented me an expired license, but I was able to check that on the computer to see that they were both valid.
Yes, I know.
You did not get
because
tickets for that.
I work 24 hours a day to support my family.
Okay, so as long as everybody's listening right now, the reason why I pulled you over was for the speed. I was cutting you a break and issuing you for no seatbelt. I'm aware that you were wearing your seatbelt, but this is a non-moving violation. It doesn't incur any points, and it doesn't affect your driving. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you?
I could get points.
I pulled you over for the speed.
I could have my insurance changed.
Correct. The speeding ticket with 13 over, if convicted, would be 4 points on your license. So I was cutting you a break and not issuing you a speeding ticket.
Because this is incorrect. First of all, it's not the right charge.
Okay, well, that's fine. I will go back and I'm going to issue the speeding ticket and not give you the seatbelt ticket. Just hold on, wait for me here. That's
New York 317.
Good move, lady. That's how you negotiate yourself down. Like Bloomberg. Spend $1 billion on Samoa. He could have bought Samoa and Hawaii. What logic? Yep, the Chuck Schumer mentality. So now she gets a bigger ticket, and it gets kind of funny. She goes really full bagel now. Watch this. This is truly beautiful. And to have grown up around this is to really love it. This is what I've seen my whole life. Especially in the carpet business.
Alright, ma'am, here's the ticket that I pulled you over for. It was speed and zone, like I said. I had you go...
Can I have a copy of the original one that you brought to me because that was already printed out, so it's on the record?
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
But this is what I... No, you cannot. This is the ticket that I'm issuing.
I don't believe that that's actually... I'm going to take this one, but I want a copy of the other
Okay,
one.
like I stated, like I tried to explain to you before, if everybody's listening.
Is this the original one?
This is what I originally pulled you over for, was speed and zone for
What was
speeding.
the one that you originally printed?
Okay, that was for a seatbelt, but that's not what you wanted. You said you wanted the ticket that you wanted.
What I wanted was
Okay, well, this is...
understand that I didn't understand what I was...
Okay, well, we're gonna go with what I pulled you over for, okay? Which was speed and zone, which is 43 and a 30, okay? That's what the ticket's for. All right? I made the ticket returnable for June 14th at 5 o'clock.
Are you telling me that...
Okay, you can make your plea...
on the calendar at June 14th at 5 o'clock, Vicky.
You can
Right, the Captain Spaulding, the African explorer. Did someone call me Snorer? Can you imagine?
Do you have any questions, ma'am?
So now she doesn't want the ticket she wanted.
I'm sorry. I need to record this again.
I pulled you over for, okay?
No, that's not
14th
what
at
I'm
5
asking
o'clock,
you.
guilty or not guilty on the back, okay? That's your ticket.
I need to continue to ask you. I need to ask
I've explained everything to you. If you want to speak again, then you can plead not guilty and we can discuss it in court.
What was the previous one that you issued?
I've explained everything to you already.
See how late for her meeting she is? She's going to harass this cop to his grave.
I have other stuff that I need to do too also.
She's a taxpayer.
I'm here, and I've accommodated you, and I've explained everything to you to the best of my ability. Yes, I did, ma'am. I'm not going to argue with you any further. If you have any further questions, you can plead not guilty and we can discuss it in court, okay?
Will you be there?
If you choose to plead not guilty.
Yeah, because I'd really like to discuss with you. I did not, I would like to take, because you didn't explain to me what the previous
You
one
can
meant.
request that when you go to court.
To waive.
You can request it. I've been standing here explaining
You
everything to you,
didn't
ma'am.
explain what the previous one meant, and I didn't
All right, ma'am.
understand it.
Okay, have a good day, ma'am.
What do you say to that type of insanity? And that is New York in the nutshell.